A love to last all the way to the springtime.
Hey everybody, it's me, Ashley Branch, with your Mommy Logs. These are the continuation stories of Little Miss Frankie Branch. So let's get into it. I'm only going to speak for myself when I say I try to take as much time as I can with my babies as I have them, for the whole bonding and the breastfeeding and just trying to get myself back together after expelling a whole human from my body. But after about a year of it, you're done. I'm done. I've spent most of my day with a person who cannot talk back to me. I'm noticing them becoming very clingy. Just at a certain point, you feel like your child has to socialize with other children. You can't just have your kid around you 24/7. They're not going to know how to deal with other kids. So, normally what I would do is I would put my kids in a Head Start, and they normally start Head Start at about a year and a half. Something happened between having Aubrey and having Frankie. And here in New Orleans, it's called the One App, and it's Satan. And what has to happen is there's a list of schools, and you have to put the schools in order in of which you want your child to go. So if I really, really, really want my child to go to Happy Time Daycare, I put Happy Time Daycare first, and then I put Shaniqua and them last. Cause she got a daycare. She only has 6 kids at a time, but it's on that app. So for a while, Frankie could not go to Head Start, so instead I put her in daycare, like just a regular daycare. And the thing with Frankie is, from about 5 months old, maybe no sooner than that, maybe about. I need to phone a friend. Hold please. Hey babe, how old was Frankie when she started sucking her fingers? Okay, that was the wrong friend to call. That was my husband. That's our daddy. Okay, so when Frankie was about 3 or 4 months old, she started sucking her fingers. And at first it was so adorable. It was so cute. These little fat face and the little fat fingers. And it was the two middle fingers. It was the middle finger and the ring finger. And it was just so cute to me. But she was always home with me. And so the germs that she had were her germs and no one else's. And she was fine. But as soon as I put her in daycare, it all went wrong. Okay. So one thing I noticed, nose was always running. Always running. She just looked like a little cute baby Roscoe. You don't know who that is? Google him. Okay. Then it went from the runny nose to this consistent nonstop cough. Then it was the ear infections. And so I was like, the place is clean. The lady kept her place very clean, but the germs were not hers anymore. She was playing with other kids. She was touching stuff. She was going outside, and I mean, would touch the play equipment, which had been outside, and then would immediately put her fingers in her mouth. And so she started getting all kinds of crazy things. One time she got, and this is the most disgusting disease I've ever heard of, um, hand, foot, and mouth disease. It's nasty, y'all. It is what it is, okay? You get these sores on your hands and your feet and in your mouth, and it's just so gross. Okay, so let me tell you what happened, okay? I went on a trip to be in a comedy festival, and I was away from my kids for a week. Frankie had these bumps up her leg, and I noticed they always go outside and play. Sometimes they sit in the grass and in the dirt and whatever. And so I was like, this lady have ants. This is what the problem is. My baby got ant bites all over her legs. As my neighbor says it, incest bites. Don't just, I have to throw it in there. I have to say it out loud to somebody. So I'm FaceTime with my husband. I'm having the worst attitude about it. Like, oh, I know she got ants. She gonna let the ants bite my baby up. Like, I'm talking about it's all up her legs, inside, like where her diaper should be, like on her back, on her hands. I'm like, man, you just sat there and let my baby's in the ant pile. Like, what's up with that? So I get home. I said, I got you. I'm taking a baby to daycare and I'm about to read this lady for filth. So I have my baby on my hip. Okay, I'm from New Orleans. Yes, I can code switch, but sometimes the hood come out. And I was like, yeah, let me talk to you for a second. What is this? And she was like, it's hand, foot, and mouth disease. I was like, oh, oh my God, how did she get that? Oh, because she sucks her fingers. So that wasn't the end of it. So the lady that was over the daycare, along with myself, just started this thing like we're gonna try to discourage her from sucking her fingers, which it doesn't work. It was a coping mechanism for her. It soothed her. When she wanted to go to sleep, she sucked her fingers. When she was upset, she sucked her fingers. When she was hungry, she sucked her fingers. And you know what else she did when she was upset? Not only did she suck her fingers, she played with her nipples. And I was like, baby girl, you gotta stop that. I don't understand why you do that. Please stop. So she said the more activities she did, the less she sucked her fingers. So basically, it's like, oh, just keep her busy. So I thought he was making progress. Now it's Christmas time. It is Christmas break. Okay. The nursery stays open until a few days before Christmas and a few days after Christmas. So even though my other two children were home, Frankie was still going to daycare. All of a sudden, her face breaks out into this orangey red rash. And I'm like, oh, what is that? And so I was like, well, maybe, I called the doctor. The doctor was like, well, maybe she has contact dermatitis. And I was like, okay, that could make sense. I did change the laundry detergent. You got to put a shirt over her head. Maybe that's what it is. Then it went from her face to her neck to her chest to her back. And then it was all over. And then she was just whiny and crying and just uncomfortable. And so I finally took her to the doctor. And the doctor was like, she has scarlet fever. And I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like something you would have gotten like 1812, not 2018. Like, what is that about? She's like, no, she has scarlet fever. And I was like, well, what do I do with that? And she's like, here's some antibiotics. It'll go away on its own too, but the way it appeared is the way it'll go away. Basically, it started in her face, it moved to her neck and her chest and her back, and when it goes away, it'll go away in her face first, and then her neck and her chest and her back. I'm like, cool. So I'm trying to reason with this toddler. Like, if you don't put your fingers in your mouth, you won't get the diseases. Okay? So let's recap. I really wanted my baby to go to daycare, so I could not be stuck in the house with a baby all day. Got my wish, put her in a daycare. First she gets like ear infections and runny noses and coughs, and then it progressed into hand, foot, and mouth disease, and then it progressed into scarlet fever. Then we got it under control. Cool. So now Christmas poor baby had to spend all of Christmas like naked because everything just felt bad. She was like, it hurts, hot, I'm hot. So that's Christmas. Her birthday is in August. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting my years mixed up. I didn't have too many babies. This particular Christmas was December 2017. Her birthday is August 11th, the following year, 2018. So I'm thinking we got everything under control. She gets scarlet fever again. I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with this? And this is what made breastfeeding, like quitting it, so hard, because in my mind, I was like, titty milk got everything it needs to kill everything. So I'm breastfeed her healthy again. And I mean, it worked, but I was like, oh my God, like how do we keep going here with this scarlet fever twice? I was like, what am I doing wrong? And so somebody was like, why don't you, whenever you can think about it, just put some hand sanitizer on her hands. And I was like, no, because it doesn't matter what I put on her hands. She's going to put them in her mouth. And so some idiot was like, well, maybe the hand sanitizer to kill all the germs is in her mouth. Like, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. So, as a parent, I try to make sure that I don't, what's the word? I want my children to feel secure. I want my children to be able to soothe themselves. So if sucking her fingers was something to soothe herself, I don't want to take that away. I had already started taking the breast away, so I felt like I was just depriving her of everything. But I don't want my child to die from some random disease because she wants to suck her fingers. So I started giving her other things like, and I mean, this is probably counterproductive, but I gave her candy. I was like, okay, you have candy in your mouth. You can't put your fingers in your mouth. Or ice pops because she was teething too. So I was like, you know. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be super healthy. So I would take pineapple, cut it in long pieces, and freeze it. And that way she can like soothe the teeth and thing, but not put her fingers in her mouth. And I was like, how clever am I? And then she would just hurry up and eat that pineapple down and put them fingers right in her mouth. So I was like, okay, you know what? I've exhausted all of my options. What is there to do next? So I go to the doctor, the pediatrician. She goes, if she's still doing it when she's 5, then we'll have a talk about it. But this is the thing. All of my babies were born with gapped teeth, as was I. But my mom was like, I'm not having it. And so she made me get braces. I believe my babies look beautiful with gap teeth. What I don't think would look beautiful is bucked gap teeth, and that's what finger sucking does. How do I know? I used to suck mine. They were delicious. It was my index and my middle finger on my left hand. I would suck these fingers when I was sad, sleepy, bored, tired, you name it, I did it. And my mom couldn't get me to stop doing it until I got the chicken pox. Ooh, that sounds like a smoker's cough. Anyway, I don't smoke. But I thought if Frankie got Scarlet Fever, not once but twice, that would make you stop sucking your fingers. But it didn't. And you know what this lesson has taught me? It has taught me that children are very persistent and they don't care about anything. They don't even care about death. If they want it, they are going to get it. And that's why you're the parent. That's why you have to be the one to make sure they don't kill themselves or others with their biological weapons. That's all I got. I don't know. It's a story about Frankie, and that's one I could remember. Her and the finger sucking. So, yeah, I gave up. Yeah, she won. She won that. She won that battle. But you gotta pick your battles. You gotta pick your battles. You're gonna be a parent for a long time. They don't stop doing stupid stuff when they're like grow out of being toddlers. They keep doing it. They don't know any better. So you pick your battles. That's the lesson for today. Pick your battles. Know that there are more to be fought. You need the energy to keep fighting them. Half the time the kids don't even know it's a battle. It's just something they want to do. So pick your battles. Some things are not as important as you think they are. You're going to waste so much time and energy trying to figure out how to best your child. Sometimes it's good enough to let them just go with it and then let them learn on their own. However, I'm going to end this here, but do know, yes, I lost that particular battle, but I won the war. So in the meantime and in between time, y'all take care of yourselves. I've been Ashley Branch. Bye.
This one will be better. Quotes from the garden. This one has a heart.